Rent a coverage. Like I said, expensive, but if you need a car to use while your car is being repaired, it's an important coverage. Rental car coverage, like a few of the next coverage I'm going to mention, are what we call ancillary coverages. I'm sure you've all seen that commercial with the big yellow bird. It kind of looks like a cross between Big Bird and an ostrich that tells you only pay for what you need. Well, it's up to you if you need these coverages or not. The coverages I've mentioned previously, I think are pretty important. Rent-a-car coverage, up to you. The next coverage that we offer is emergency road service. So that if your vehicle is stopped, it needs to be towed, you need a jump, something like that, where the insurance company will pay to have a company come out and jump your car or start it or help or tow your vehicle. Next coverages are endorsements that could be added to the policy. One of the ones I feel is very important is what we call gap insurance. Gap insurance pays when you owe more on your car than your car is worth in the event of a total loss. So today, a lot of people have negative equity in the car. In other words, they owe more on the car than the car's worth at the time of the loss. So if your car is totaled out and its actual cash value is, let's say, $10,000, but you owe $17,000 on the car, now you've got no car and you owe the finance company $7,000. That gap insurance pays that gap between what the insurance company has paid you for your car and what you owe the finance company. Now, if you've taken a long-term loan, here they're coming out 7 years, 9 years, you really need to have gap insurance. Most of the time, the dealer will try to sell you the gap insurance, which is fine, but check if your insurance company offers it and how much it is. It's usually a lot less expensive than what the dealer is going to sell you. That's totally up to you. Some of the other ancillary coverages you might be able to buy are things like, let's say, OEM parts, where you're guaranteed to get original manufactured parts. Remember, the insurance company's duty is to repair your car as it was prior to the accident. So if you got a 4-year-old car, it's 4 years old. That doesn't mean the company has to put brand new manufacturer parts on it. They can put aftermarket parts on it. That's companies that make the same parts as the manufacturer. It's not made by the manufacturer though. Some people prefer to get OEM parts. Some companies will offer you accident forgiveness up front so that if you do have an accident and it's chargeable, your rates won't go up due to the accident. Some companies have ticket forgiveness, so if you get a moving violation, they won't raise your rates. These are those coverages. They're ancillary. You have to ask your company what's available and make a decision based on how much the premium's going to be if you want to take those coverages. Now, real quickly, let's talk about what's not covered. Like I said, on liability, you're not covered if you have an accident with an immediate family member. 2 cars, husband and wife have an accident, no coverage. You're also not going to be covered if you're using your car for Uber or Lyft. Like I said, you didn't disclose it. You're not going to be covered for commercial use if you're using your car to do deliveries or deliver pizzas or deliver flowers on the side. You're not going to be covered under your personal auto policy. That's excluded, along with using your car in a race, using your car in any kind of crime or felony. You're not going to be covered if you take the car outside of the United States. You're not going to be covered on undisclosed family members. Now, you can let someone else use the car with your permission, as long as they're not in your household and they have not been disclosed. Remember, I said I want to know all household members over the age of 15. But if you have a cousin who comes in from out of town or lives in another residence and you want to let them use your car, that's up to you. The policy would provide coverage for that. But remember, in Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, the owner of the vehicle is responsible for the coverage. So technically, you have a responsibility to make sure whoever you let use that car has a valid driver's license and can legally drive your vehicle. That's on you. Also, on your car, like I said, manufacturer only installed equipment, anything custom you have to disclose and pay extra for. Okay, no personal property is covered, like I said earlier. Pretty much handles the basic coverages, what's covered, what's not covered. I will talk in my next video about policy conditions. Because remember, an insurance policy is a contract. Basically, all that paperwork you get is a contract between you and the insurance company. Both of you have obligations under that contract. The obvious ones are you have to pay your premium and you have to be honest with the company. All applications have an applicant statement. And that statement says that you have been asked the questions on the application, you answer them honestly to the best of your ability. Now, if the insurance company finds you've lied on that application and they find out those lies, which if they would have known, they wouldn't have issued the policy at all, you wouldn't have been acceptable, or B, they would have charged you more money, your policy could be considered null and void, flat canceled, your money given back to you that you paid the premium, and you're not covered for the claim. That can put you in financial ruin. Now, next video, I'm going to talk about what we call policy conditions. That's some of the other very important conditions that are in the insurance policy. And not all policies are the same. I'll explain to you the difference between auto policies and what the conditions are. It's a very important video. I hope you'll tune in and watch. Please don't forget any questions asked. Please don't forget to follow and like and follow. Thank you.